Coming up this week
on how I failed in business.
You just outed me. Well, it is life-changing.
I want to role play a little bit.
Okay, of course
Right.
you do. I'll see you in court.
I don't want to be a part of the podcast anymore. Ref,
Stop,
you've got it. No.
Mediator.
You-
She's the
Hold on,
mediator,
Megan's
not a vet.
talking.
I've
Megan's
got the
talking.
talking box.
Let's show.
Hello and welcome to How I Failed in Business.
This is the business podcast that takes a look at failure.
It does look at failure.
I can hate my life.
Every week we interview entrepreneurs, business owners and professionals to get the stories that make us tremble in our boots.
I'm Megan Grace.
And I'm Rob Spence. And how are you doing this week, Megan?
I'm really good. How are
Are
you?
you sure you're okay?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm sensitive. Can we have a personal chat? Just
Why?
you and me. Let's pretend the cameras aren't here.
Okay.
Pretend my phones aren't on. Are you all right? Are
Yes.
you sure?
Yes.
I've
thank
come to
you.
know you quite well over the past
Uh-huh.
8 months, give or
Mhm.
take. And
Longer. It's also been a year actually. But okay.
is it really?
Yeah, in April it's been a
Oh
year.
no, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
And in
okay.
recent weeks, you just seem a bit more flustered.
Yeah.
Angry is a word, I'd say.
Yeah.
Stressed. Concerning as well.
Concerning.
Concerning. I just think your behaviour is concerning. Is everything okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
Is there anything you
Yes.
want to get off your chest?
No, that was what Friday was for.
What happened on Friday?
It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, the meeting. Yes, I remember. Good. How's your week been though? All
Brilliant.
good.
Yeah, it's been alright. It's been busy but good. I have an announcement.
Oh my
Which
god,
I
you're
don't-
leaving.
I wish I fucking was.
Uh,
No, not that either.
on which one?
Neither of them. No, I'm no longer a dance teacher.
What?
I know. Sad times.
Is that I saw a comment on social saying, Rob, you've stolen her from us. And
Yeah,
I
and I
didn't
was like, shit.
I didn't really put two and two together.
Yeah.
No.
I know. So I
Did you get fired?
no.
Oh.
I
Why?
left. I had a chat on this week. Yeah, this Saturday. It was like so awkward. I actually walked in. I had to message him beforehand. I was like, "Oh, can we have a chat on Saturday?" And he was like, "Yeah, I knew it was coming." And she sat there. And it was so awkward because I was supposed to get there early to have this chat,
Yeah.
but then there was like loads of roadworks and there was a flood, so I was
So you were late. Yeah. Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
standard.
I sat there and then like I was having to have this conversation as like all these kids were coming in. So like we were trying to have this like discreet conversation. The kid would be like, "Morning," I'd be like, "Hey, morning," and then try and get back to the conversation, and it was really awkward. But I've left on like good terms, so I was like bit chaotic right now, but and we're about to do a show as well, so I was like, well, that's just a bit too much.
Yeah.
So we've left it on like we'll see. They get the show out of the way, and then we'll see like how things are. Like I can always go back. So it's not like a for good. It's like a
Goodbye for now.
yeah.
Shit.
So I'm
How'd you
a
feel about
dance
that?
teacher. Like, I don't know. Sad, obviously. Like, it's sad. But then I was like, I couldn't realistically keep it up at the same time. So it's like 6, 7.
6, 7. Is that
Yeah.
is that why you took a step back, just because the keeping up and
Yeah, I think so. And then, because I was going into like on Saturdays and I wouldn't have a lesson plan and I'd go in and I'd wing it. And that's fine for the little ones. Just like, right, guys, what do we want to do today? Put a Disney song on, perfect, you're done. With the older ones, we're walking in, I was like, so like let's like make a dance. Like, Megan, we've made the dances for the last few weeks. And I was like, yeah, I know you have. I was like, yeah, but it's about creativity. Like, I'm just teaching you to I don't know, I was trying to bullshit it. And they were
that
catching
doesn't
on.
sound like you
They were
at
catching
all.
on, and then I was like, if we're going to do this show, realistically, I'm going to need to be a lot more committed than I have been,
Yeah.
and it's just not going to work.
So
But I'm no longer a dance teacher.
even I feel a bit sad.
That was my whole personality trait, was being a dance teacher. So now I don't have a personality anymore.
What are you gonna do on Saturday mornings?
Sleep. I don't know.
just relax. Because when was the last time you had a Saturday morning off?
Not in the last like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah,
You'll miss it.
I will.
You'll
but
miss it.
I feel like I'll go back at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll adjust. Or even if they need cover, like a teacher calls in sick or whatever, they need someone to cover, I can go and do that, and it's a bit more chill. But yeah, sad
Oh.
times.
I think it would do you some good to have a Saturday morning off though.
Probably.
Because I've seen all jokes aside, I know right now with business and work we are like overly busy
Yeah.
right now, and we're kind of at breaking point. I know that. But like I know the hard work you put in to wing it on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And I know like the dedication it takes to get up on a Saturday morning, although you're being paid like to do it.
Dedication it takes to get up.
Yeah, but Meg,
to wake up.
Megan, I know you, right? I know you.
I'm sorry.
I know it's going to take some time and some effort. These are compliments. These are compliments for you.
You're saying that it takes a lot of effort to just get up in the morning. That doesn't sound like a compliment to me. In what world is that a compliment?
Okay, maybe so. Maybe so. Well, look, we'll get our guest's opinion on all of this because I know that.
Question,
Sorry, Molly. Hello, Molly. Who, me? Oh, okay. Why are you whispering? Oh, okay. Well, let's. Hey, hi, Molly. How are you?
Oh, hello guys. I'm good, thanks.
Okay. I think you should have said that direct into the microphone. You should have told me off loudly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How are you? How's your week been?
Chaotic, but it's okay.
Good. Good. Quick question. Who was up late last night on the Paragon mobile?
It wasn't me.
My money's on Molly.
Are you taking the? I took the blame for you.
It may have been me. It was an accident. I was the message popped up and I was like, it seemed urgent, so I was like, right, we'll quickly reply. Then I was like, oh
no.
And then you were like, who's on the?
Directly, like,
So I grabbed my phone and then messaged off my phone and then.
But that's what gave it away. That's what gave it away. So just to fill it, so we were chatting last night about some ideas for the podcast, and in our little group chat we've got, someone messaged back using our business mobile, which I know is connected to someone's laptop.
Not mine.
So the second I saw it come through there, I was like, this was like 8 o'clock at night. I was like, this is bad. This is bad. But you did me a favour because you distracted me from the horrors of Bridgerton, which I'm still not over. Have you guys watched it? Have you watched it? Are you a Bridgerton fan?
I could have disclosed a secret about that, but no, I can't.
Well, let's introduce our guest because we need to hear what this secret is. So
I can't share.
our guest is
bleep it out. We'll bleep it.
You'll
We'll
have to bleep it
I'll
all.
bleep it.
Our guest is a good friend of the business, of the podcast, has been on the podcast before, but we had to ban the episode.
It was bad.
I'd like to introduce you to the founder of Mediation Matters Midlands Limited and the founder of the London Mediation Company, Katy Harris.
Co-host of Bridging the Gap 2026.
Absolutely. Thank you, Megan.
So
Katy, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much for having me.
Welcome. Normally there's some smoke going off behind you.
Ta-da.
I do apologise. It's not working.
You're
Okay.
gonna have to put that in post. So what's your Bridgerton secret?
I can't tell you
Why?
because
We'll just bleep
it will
out,
be
like, the
it will be
names.
another one that
We'll
has to be
just bleep
banned.
out, like, the names or like any key
Did you
information.
mediate the breakup between some actors and actresses on there?
I will not confirm nor deny.
Oh. Well, look, we'll leave it there. We'll have to get that off camera,
Yeah.
I think. But Katy, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
How are you?
Lovely. You looking tanned from your Mexico break?
Yep. Yep.
Lovely.
Been running from the cartels.
Sounds like a daily occurrence to
Of
you.
course.
But you obviously, when we heard the news about Megan not being a dance teacher anymore, you want her to teach you to dance, but you are a dancer in
Absolutely.
your own right, aren't you?
I need some training from Megan, is what I think.
I've never specifically taught pole dancing though. Before, so.
Megan, you just outed me. No,
Sorry, we'll cut it.
it's strength, core.
Yes, it is. I agree. As a fan of the pole dancing, I know how much effort people have to put in to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And all jokes aside, there is a lot of strength, and I believe it is now an Olympic sport. Is it not?
I don't know, is it?
I believe it is.
I think there was talks about it. I can have a
Producer
look then.
Molly's gonna bring it up. But Katy, tell me a bit about who you are. Tell me about your companies. So, what is mediation? What do you do?
Mediation is, I don't really know how to describe it in the most layman's terms. I suppose I'm kind of a negotiator, but I don't make the answers. I help people to find their own answers by being the negotiating person in order for them to be able to hear the other person effectively or to be able to think more broadly about what options are available to them, usually through separation, but also in civil matters. So dispute over a tree in someone's garden or just anything really, any disputes that would be considered civil, so not criminal matters.
Yeah.
But yeah, predominantly family, so finance when people separate and children matters when people separate, as well as special guardianship, etc. So yeah, that's it.
Sounds like quite a heavy job. Sounds like you've got to deal with some emotions and a lot of conflict there. Is that the right word to use?
Absolutely.
Right.
Conflict, emotive, hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really worthwhile, because I think anyone who's been through any of those situations, whether it's down to breakup, divorce, separation, you know, and all the kind of bits that fall in between there, it is a horrible time, isn't it?
Oh, it's the worst. It is literally the most horrific time, particularly where you've got children. Separation's never good. Separation when you're married, or if you've got property or finances that are tied together. Again, it's a complexity. You can't just overnight separate everything. So those things take time to sever, and we don't like when things take time and when we're out of control. That's when we feel our fight and flight kicks in, doesn't it? So we do have a lot of people fighting, and we have a lot of people trying to hide from that or run from that. But yeah, it's very emotive, but it's also very rewarding when we can move people to a solution, help them to avoid court, help them to minimise their costs, emotionally support them, help them understand what they need to do from a perspective of when they need to, if they're married and they need to separate their finances. Some people think, well, we can just agree it. We don't need to do anything else. And I'm like, yeah, you do. You need to do it legally. And how do you do that? So I guess most of the work that we do is very rewarding. I've met some unusual people. I've seen the spectrum of behaviours. So yeah, I'm being really mindful from the last time that we got banned.
Hey, it's Megan here editing. Ironically, Katy followed this statement by then saying something that could have got her banned, so we had to cut it out.
It does sound like heavy work for it. Is that where the pole dancing comes in?
Rob, move away from this.
Can we get an answer on the Olympic sport here, please, producer Molly?
It's not currently in the Olympics, but there has been talks, but not confirmed currently.
Not confirmed. Okay, well, watch this space.
You could be the first.
I don't think so. I think what you're saying, Rob, is that I need some downtime.
Yeah, because it must be hard for you, like, because if you're in the middle of this conflict, it must be so. What do you do to look after yourself? Who looks after you?
I work with my lovely Luce, who was on the band podcast, with me. So that's a big help to me. We kind of have an opportunity to offload and have a little moment of decompressing after most of our mediations. So we do those. We co-mediate a lot of our meetings. So yeah, that, and I'm quite a social butterfly. So just out and about, catching up with friends, swimming, strength work, etc.
Love it. Very delicately put. I love that.
Yeah.
And one question I was going to ask that is completely fleeted my mind annoyingly. I do want to talk about the conference, but I think we should save a big section for the conference. Cause I know that's something that's really good. But one thing I've noted, we deal with a lot of our clients, and a lot of our friends are in the legal sector, and it's been really refreshing to see more of a lean towards mediation as a route sort of before court. Is that a view that you share? Is it something you've seen benefit people?
Oh, absolutely. I'm the biggest advocate for mediation or non-court dispute resolution. We, as a society, have fallen into a default of, I'll see you in court.
But that sounds cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
it's not the same. I'll see you in mediation. It's not got the same connotation as.
I did see that actually on it was on a programme, and I'm not sure what it was, but I think there was the term used in, I'll see you in mediation. And I was like, yeah, probably doesn't really quite the same ring.
It's not as cool. No.
So I think the problem is, as a society, we have fallen into a default where people separate. They think the first place to go is a solicitor and that they have to go to court. They don't. In 99% of cases, it shouldn't be in court. Court is there as a backdrop for where cases can't be resolved. So we've moved away also from the terminology used to be ADR, so alternative dispute resolution.
Okay.
It's now NCDR, so non-court dispute resolution,
Big change.
because it's supposed to, it's supposed to be that it's not an alternative, it is the prelude to.
Right.
So non-court dispute resolution should always come ahead of court. So I'm also working on a court pilot at the moment where we have, so that's the first one running, post the President's confirmation that non-court dispute resolution should be attempted at all times, even at the point that a case has reached court. So we are in Wellingborough situated with mediators in court on the day, not in the courtroom,
Sure.
in the courthouse. So the judge or the legal advisor are able to say to the clients, there's a mediator literally outside, go and speak to them, see if you can consider mediation if it would be suitable, go and have a chat. And that's going really well as well. So I don't want to quote exactly. We've only been running the pilot since September last year, but I think so far we've round about probably 90% of the cases that have been referred to us have reached a full outcome. So 90% of those that were in court didn't really need to be there. And all that time that will have elapsed from when they put in the application to when the court hearing has occurred, they're all FEDRAs, so the first hearing.
Right.
That we deal with. We don't deal with anything when it's gone beyond the first hearing. It's too late then. Not too late always, but too late for a lot of them. If it's already progressing down the court route, people have kind of resigned to the fact that that's going to be the resolution.
Yeah.
So, that's going really well. We've got a meeting next week to review how it's going. We, as part of the conference, have got the judge who originally set the pilot up with us, who's now moved from Wellingborough to Birmingham. She is speaking with Stephen Wildblood, another judge, around non-court dispute resolution and how the pilot scheme has gone and how we can continue to intervene and stop these cases going to court. Because I think the biggest downfall I see of court is people go genuinely thinking justice will prevail. I haven't really seen that occur. How do you ask somebody who doesn't know you, doesn't know your ex, doesn't know your children, to speak to you for a couple of hours and be given a bundle of information to make a decision on what's best for your child?
That could be so life-changing. Yeah.
It is life-changing.
Yeah.
It's a child's life. But all of that time also, so you have the throwaway comment, I'll see you in court, like that's going to happen next week. A court hearing a final hearing for children or finance is usually at least a year.
Wow.
So it's not like I'll see you in court, we'll be there next week and someone's going to come and make a decision. When you that throwaway comment is, right, we've now committed to a year of conflict and a year of waiting for somebody else to make a resolution. Well, that judge or legal advisor isn't going to be there for any other time in your life. You will never see that person again.
Yeah.
And you've still got to parent these children until the day you die. I mean, they don't just turn 18 and suddenly they're independent. I can guarantee you I've got 2 over 18s who try desperately to shh, but then they're not going. They're not going. I think they're staying forever. So, you have got, and that conflict, not only is it unhealthy for those two parents, but the impact on the child. We know it's one of what we class as ACEs, so adverse childhood experiences, parental separation, but in particular parental conflict, massively harmful for children. That coupled with obviously the impact that COVID had. We've got children already with mental health difficulties, with heightened anxiety, throw into the mix then parental separation, add to that parental conflict, you are headed towards a child with some difficulties and challenges ahead. And that's what we're there for. We're there to put out the flames, reduce the conflict, de-escalate everything, talk to the parents, support them emotionally, help them to find resolutions, try and bring them back round to, what is it that little Freddie wants or little Johnny wants? What do they need? Let's stop with the I'm not doing because you said, which is a default for most of us. I would, if the father of my children asked me to do something, I categorically would do the opposite. Even if it was in their best interest, I arguably would still try and do the opposite. So I think I think also understanding that you can't mediate a case without having an understanding of the impact and how that will be feeling for those two clients, because this isn't going to be their best day of their life coming into a mediation session and having to utilise an external source to find a way forward for their children. That's not going to be like whoever said, I'm going to have a child and then we're going to separate and then we'll go to mediation to sort out anything. You know, no one said that ever, as far as I know. So
I want to talk heavy on the conference, because I know that you've put a lot of work into that. I know it's groundbreaking, and of course we are a business podcast, so I don't want to talk about the business side of things and how you fell into it and so on.
Okay.
But I want to role play a little bit.
Okay, of course you do.
I want to role play.
Molly, stay where you are.
So how does it work? So me and Megan, we're falling out.
Okay.
Right, we're falling out. Okay. I don't want to be a part of the podcast anymore.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
But Megan wants me as part of the podcast.
Okay.
Right. So I've said to her, I'll see you in court. That's
Right.
what I've said. And you've said no, we've got to mediate. So how would you handle this situation?
Like,
Look at this, she's probably getting in character.
I can see like the simplest of solutions. Okay, so Megan, what do you want? What's important to you right now?
Rob to get the fuck out of.
No, the role play was me staying on the podcast. I want to leave. You want me to stay?
I thought we were going to be realistic about it and actually do this real scenario. We're not going to the real scenario.
No, I want to leave. You want me to stay?
No, I'd rather play it the other way around.
You want me to leave, but I want to stay.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't want
How are we
going to
mediate this
anymore.
situation?
Okay, Megan, what's moved you to that point?
He's just a bit of a prick in so many ways. I can't even sort of begin to list them.
Okay. So can you try and explain what kind of things you're finding difficult?
Yeah, so he's very annoying.
Okay.
He makes a lot of
we don't have time for the expansion.
Comments are made constantly. Yeah, just all these little like digs all the time. Okay. Pretending to care, pretending like, oh, please don't work late. Oh, please don't.
Right, ref. You've got it. No.
Hold on, Megan's talking.
I've got the talking box.
Let's just.
Ref.
I've got the talking box.
Hold on.
Perjury.
Rob.
What?
Contempt of court.
Let's just hear Megan out. So it's not necessary that you want Rob to go.
No, it is.
Well, no, because what I'm hearing, Megan...
I feel like I cannot do a podcast with... I can't pretend to come into the studio every week and like him as a person. But that's very difficult for me.
I feel this is going to be very difficult
This
to
is really backfired. It really backfired.
And so, in conclusion, I would just like him to leave the podcast. I would like Molly to step in as my new co-host.
Oh, I was going to ask who's going to be your new
Molly
co-host. Molly Hill. Molly.
Hello.
We're having so much fun.
Do you know what? I'll take the hint. We're going to have our first walkout. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Fuck you all. Fuck you.
Yay.
Go and take my space.
No.
Why are you stood in the corner?
Come on, Rob,
that's
come
not
back.
a full walkout.
Right.
You just stand in the corner.
No, it's not a full walkout. Right, okay, so
There was lies in that.
No,
Whoa.
I think
Sweet
that...
child of mine.
So the
Whoa,
problem
whoa.
isn't the fact that Rob needs to go. The problem is that there needs to be better boundaries and expectations
No.
around how Rob treats
Can you allow the referee to
in
discuss,
order for
please?
you
It's
to
not
be
a
able to
referee,
move
she's a
forward
mediator.
effectively.
Sorry, I didn't listen to any of that.
Okay. I mean, at this point, I'd be saying, should we move into separate spaces?
Yeah.
And maybe
Please, could we?
Well, look, that massively backfired on me. We
didn't
could be
work
here.
well. It didn't work
can
well. I
see-
couldn't really I couldn't really heighten my my skills as a mediator either.
I can see the hard job that you would have in that kind of situation. I hadn't even got onto the whole custody of these horrible yellow lunch boxes either. The orange.
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 Are you actually okay?
Orange. How come you're holding yours in that position, by the way? Is there a specific reason why you need to hold it just
I
there?
don't think so, no.
Have you dried off now?
I think so.
You're fine.
Megan
Well, look.
spilt a little bit of her water.
I did, and I had this conveniently placed for a while, but it seems to be fine.
It's
I
sorted.
think you're good.
Megan, what are you doing?
Well, since I started using Xero accounting software, turns out I have more money in the business than I ever thought I did.
I'm so glad you're using Xero accounting software. Like I do.
Wow.
I love the fact that I can look after all of my accounts in the cloud at the click of a few buttons. I love the fact I can invoice clients. I know I can run profit and loss reports at the click of a button. And I even use Xero to look after my payroll.
That's so cool.
Isn't it just?
And as a thank you to all of our How I Failed in Business listeners, you can get 90% off for 6 months.
That is an incredible offer. Where is the link where people can get this great access to Xero?
Well, just below in the show notes.
I'd like to, like I say, talk about your business, talk about the conference that's coming up. But before we do, shall we play Mystery Mishaps, do you think? Would you like me to explain the rules of Mystery Mishaps?
Please.
So what we're going to do is in a second we're going to take a little photo of you.
Oh.
Now, with Mystery Mishaps, you have the chance to enter on to our lovely Taylor time tracker as wonderfully positioned now here.
Molly's face.
Like that. Happy, Molly?
So what do I have to do?
So, you'll be... would you like to explain? So, you're going to be given 5 clues about a business, about a brand, about a software, about a thing, about a someone who may have... Oh, yeah, pose for the camera. Oh, okay. Who may have failed at some point. So the failure could be catastrophic. They could have entered administration. They could be out of business. Or it could just be that they put out an advertising campaign that just absolutely flopped. So you're going to be given 5 clues, and you've got to guess what or who the thing is. Now, you've got to do it in as fast a time as possible.
I'm never going to do this.
So this is the Taylor time tracker. As a reminder, we've got to do it swiftly. Winner so far is still Radislaw at 5 seconds 29. Still holding up the rear, both metaphorically and physically. Here is Big Brother winner 2005, Anthony Hutton. At 2 minutes 50, just below Anthony Hutton is above is the wonderful Megan Grace at 2 minutes 22. Where do you think you're going to sit on the old Taylor sphere?
You're going to tell me about a company and
5
its
clues.
failing, and I've got to guess what company it is.
We've lost Megan's mic.
Hello?
Yeah, so you're going to be given 5 clues. You've got to guess who the company is, who the software is, who the brand is.
You know I live like inside my pink fluffy box and don't really come out very far. In my head, everything's pink and fluffy. I don't know what goes on in the world.
Well, we're soon going to find out.
Okay.
So, Megan, Molly, are we ready with the timings? Megan, are you ready with the clues? Katie, are you ready?
When does the time start?
When I get to 3. When I say go.
Can't it start after Megan gives me the first clue?
No. On your marks. Get set. Go.
This retailer once dominated a specialist sector globally but struggled under heavy debt after a private equity buyout.
Oh, I don't. Okay. Bistro Live.
No. No. It filed for bankruptcy protection in 2017 and shut down hundreds of large format stores in both the US and UK.
No idea.
Okay. It was criticised for
W.H.
having...
Smith.
No, but sort of along the right lines. It
Woolworths.
was... No, please, one guess per clue. It was criticised for having oversized warehouse-style stores that failed to evolve into more experience-led retail spaces.
Toys R Us.
Yep.
Stop the clock. Wow, well
That was
done.
quite good.
That was good. That's a good time. That was not too bad. What was
Toys R Us. They're back.
They are back.
What's the synopsis? Give us a bit of a description.
Once the world's leading toy retailer, Toys R Us became burdened by heavy debt, rising competition and online giants like Amazon, and a failure to modernise its large warehouse-style stores. It filed for bankruptcy in 2017 and closed all US and UK stores by April 2018. The brand has since returned in smaller concession formats and online partnerships, showing that strong brand recognition can outlive a failing business model.
There we are.
How on earth did someone get the answer in 5.29 seconds?
Because Rob did the clues.
But
so what we've come
would
to
you have
learn-
even read the first
That's
clue
the thing,
that fast?
I feel like I probably got through half of the first clue. Like he
Yeah,
must have just guessed it
exactly.
like that.
That's
What
why
was-
I asked.
What was Radislaw's
I can't
one? Can you remember?
No.
Because the next one down...
I think you just told her the answer.
That was easy. I kind of said the word Weatherspoons, I think.
You said so like Britain's most iconic pub. Of
She went,
course you're going to say Weatherspoons, aren't you?
Weatherspoons.
And that was the first clue.
Yeah.
Oh.
What was Radislaw's? Do we know?
I can't
No,
remember.
so-
Do we actually know how many seconds I was there?
Well, we're about to tell you. So one
Okay.
person who's not stuck on there yet was last week's guest, Holly.
Oh. Sorry.
Sorry. This is why I want to leave the podcast.
This is why I want you to leave as well.
So yeah, 1 minute 36 with Holly. So do you think you're higher or lower than Holly?
I'm going to say higher.
I'm going to guess
think-
But
higher.
only just, I think.
I feel like you did quite well.
I think.
I think around maybe 50 seconds.
Ooh.
So like just under
56.
Liam Fish there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Under Liam Fish.
Oh, not for the first time. So,
Hey! No! I love Liam! And I've never been under Liam Fish.
that's fine. We'll
It's first time for everything.
or on top. So, Molly, what is the official scores on the doors?
It's a pretty good time.
Good time. Okay.
I want to be on top of Liam Fish.
I'm seeing him in a few weeks. I'll let him know.
Really?
Yeah.
You might not be in this situation.
Oh.
You've done quite well.
Oh.
Came in at 38.30.
What? Wow.
All the way up on her shoulder.
Well
How's
done.
that I'm underneath?
So you're underneath Sukhjit.
No, above. Yeah.
So,
Yes,
yeah,
underneath Sukji.
underneath
Why
s-
is Molly higher than Sukji?
I don't know. Who put these?
I don't know.
Who put these together?
Yeah, isn't that a 40?
So what was the time, Molly? Give us the time again.
38.30.
So, yeah,
Wow.
in between Molly and Sukji. No,
Look.
not Molly.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are in the top 10.
Oh.
That's incredible.
you.
Great score. Well done, Katie. Great score. How'd you
I feel
feel?
like I did well there.
I think you did really
Considering
well.
I fully
Let's have a
did
look at
not
the photo.
expect.
That's cute.
Let me look.
Lovely little
Thanks.
snap. I thought it was all going to flounder when you and Megan had your little falling out. When Megan snapped at you for guessing too many
Oh,
times.
no.
I'm really sorry. I'm still just quite like angry about the previous situation.
mediation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
hadn't quite
fine.
Well, I
recovered
feel
from
like
that.
there's a really clear resolution because you've kind of both changed your position. So Rob wants to go and you want him to go. So
I'll go.
There we go.
I'm
Sorted.
off.
Brilliant.
Hi,
Lovely.
welcome to
Next.
how Megan failed in business.
Full resolution. Molly, when do you want to step in? Now, darling?
No comment.
Politely put. Well, look, we'll get you put on the board in the top 10. I think is a really respectable score. You
There
did
we
really
go.
well. So yeah, and look, Toys R Us, a staple of the British retail space.
Yes.
Like I say, making a comeback, sat inside, like, is it WH Smith's? I think
Sat
they
inside
are.
something, aren't they? But I don't actually know where. But I've seen
Yeah.
them
It's
somewhere.
not WH Smith anymore, even is it? They've changed.
TG Jones.
Some
Yeah.
have changed, but some have remained. It's really a
What
have they
complex
become,
split,
Molly?
isn't it?
TG Jones. Something like that.
T.G.
Yeah,
Jones.
TG Jones.
What's that? Is that an American?
It's just WH Smith, but a different name.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
rebranded.
Rebranded.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I think there's still a split 'cause I think some were basically franchised, some were owned by WH Smith. So I think the ones that are franchised haven't changed or something.
That's so confusing.
It's
It
yeah,
is
bizarre.
very confusing.
But tell us a bit. We will focus on the conference in just 5 minutes. But your business then. So
Mhm.
you've taken this thing that the world needs and that many people need, and you've turned it into a business. What was your business journey like? I think the question I want to ask is why?
Why? Why am I a mediator?
Why did you start the
This
businesses?
is a really long answer to this question.
Give
I'm
us
going
a
to try and give it you as quickly as possible. I don't learn in the standard school way, so I went through school not achieving particularly well. But I knew I wasn't stupid, but I just didn't do well in exams, etc. And so I decided to go and do A-levels. I couldn't do them in the standard way because I didn't get good enough grades in my GCSEs. So I went off, inspired by Robbie Coltrane. This was disclosed on the podcast.
I do recall this conversation.
I was inspired by Robbie Coltrane in his role as Cracker.
yes.
Well, I don't know what his name was, but he was the detective.
he
in
was
Cracker.
the big boy that you
the big boy, and
big boy.
it was his persona, not necessarily his looks.
Not here to judge.
It's evident of what I look for in men, which is absolutely all about personality, clearly. And so inspired by him, I did psychology and law
Okay.
at A-level. But then, unfortunately, I lost my dad very suddenly, was just before I was due to do my exams. So I then failed again with my exams. But never to be deterred, I dug my heels in and I went and signed myself up to do a law degree. and I did that at De Montfort University in the evenings, again, inspired by Robbie Coltrane. I, however, did want to be...
Was he a famous DMU student at night?
No,
Oh.
he was a detective, but he had just such a lovely way about him. He was probably one of the first male, emotionally intelligent people on British TV, which, I mean, we're still struggling, right? So yeah, it was quite. He was very inspiring. Anyway,
I think just for Megan's sake, we're going to have to put a clip of Cracker into this. Make a note. We're going to have to put a clip of Cracker in here.
Absolutely. I mean, Megan, you're going to be like, of course she had a thing for Robbie Coltrane. Do you know who I mean?
Not a clue, no.
Do you know Hagrid?
Hagrid.
What?
Have you
From
ever
Harry
watched
Potter.
Hagrid? Yeah, but this is what this guy looks like, Hagrid.
That is him.
The actor.
That is the actor.
The actor.
Is he the one with the really long beard?
He's quite fat, a little bit.
Is he one that...
Wait,
He's not
bleep
dead,
that.
is he dead?
He's dead now.
He's dead.
The one with the really... He's really tall and really long
Yeah.
beard.
Hagrid.
Quite a
Are
large
you okay?
man.
Hagrid.
Who's Dumbledore?
The wizard.
Is that... I don't know the difference. I've never seen Harry Potter.
Okay.
I forget about this.
Rob,
I
just
do
get
know
the clip.
this.
So anyway, he had a lovely way about him. I went and did my law degree. I wanted to be a criminal.
Brown hair. What? What?
Brown hair, yes.
Yeah. So there's the grey one. I'm really sorry. There's the grey one. That's Dumbledore.
The one who's like
No.
northern, and he's like, oh, I shouldn't have said that.
He's got brown hair.
He's very
Okay.
big.
Yeah.
He's a
Very
very
big.
big.
Yeah, but
man.
both of them are.
You're a
No,
wizard,
he's very
Harry.
big.
I can't do the
Oh, I
accent.
think I know who you mean now, yeah.
Anyway,
Why'd you have a thing for him?
I just told you this, Megan. Are you not listening?
I'm trying to figure out who the hell you were talking about.
Well, anyway, him.
Okay, great.
So
sorry.
he played a detective in this program called Cracker.
Okay.
So anyway, I went and did my law degree. I somehow got 2-1. Not really sure how, but I did. So, but then I very quickly realised that justice wasn't actually justice. And Rob, move your head. Oh, the orange is on his face. I thought he just had a really random bit of ginger beard. Can you see that?
It's the light.
Have I got a light on me?
I wasn't sure if also it was a bit of fluff, but it's not. Yeah, I very quickly realised that actually to even get pupillage and then become a barrister or even a solicitor, you don't get to choose your cases and you have to represent whoever it is you're representing as them. So was I realistically going to be able to defend someone who I believed was someone who done something terrible? Absolutely not. I mean, I'd have lasted one case and I'd be like, this dude is guilty. Oh, sorry. Yep, your representation wasn't good. So I also spent 2 days. I had a job in a solicitor's, and it was quite possibly the worst 2 days of my life. So I won't name the solicitors. It is one locally to here. I went as a legal secretary whilst I was doing my degree with a view to obviously then working within the company. But I was working underneath a guy who was really not a particularly nice person. And I went and said, listen, I this isn't for me. I can't do this. And they're like, well, he's only covering maternity leave. So he's not here permanently. I was like, okay, so like, when's he going? Because I can maybe do another 3 days or a week. They're like, oh yeah, 6 months. No. So that was it. It lasted 2 days. I walked out, and that was the days of my legal stuff done. And then I had my children and just fell into child development. So I worked as a child development consultant for nearly 18 years with a huge focus. I just mentioned briefly about the fact that I'd lost my dad. So I lost my dad through suicide. I've now got 3 boys of my own. So it's a real thing, like male suicide, men don't talk about things. We still have a lot of the boys don't cry, all of that kind of stuff, men don't talk and those things. So I always wanted to help to build strong, resilient children, and I did that, and I created my own curriculums. I worked with babies, toddlers, preschool, all of early years, then primary, and then even adults, and did team building in companies and stuff. So I'm kind of a child stuck in an adult's body. So but actually, when you get people into a childlike state, then you can really understand kind of like their emotions and everything else. So I did all of that, and then I had built my 3 strong, resilient children, and then I went for a really shit divorce. And my 3 strong, resilient children were not 3 strong, resilient children anymore. And I figured this feels quite fraudulent, that I'm teaching on how to help children grow and develop and be confident, empathic human beings. And then I had 3 that were broken at home because of a really awful high conflict divorce. So COVID hit as well. And so my child development consultancy wasn't really doing anything because obviously it was in person and the schools having anyone in, early years weren't having anyone in, and I thought I'm going to take the opportunity to retrain. So I retrained and did my family mediation training. I then progressed to do my civil mediation training, and I've then also done my child inclusive mediation training. So a lot of the work that I do, which links in with the conference, is pushing for change. We've got a broken system. The justice system doesn't work. Justice isn't justice. When my little world fell apart and the father of my children refused to mediate and took things to court for both finance and children, the court, in all its wonderful views on the back of Kafka's recommendation, segregated my children. So my middle son lived with his dad at the age of 11, and my eldest son, who was then 12 and a half, and my youngest son, who was 7, lived with me. And as I don't think you don't need to be a child development expert or anyone who understands psychology to know that sibling bonds will have been broken, and that would have been really challenging. And you will have also just been privy not long ago to a telephone call from the school for my youngest child, who his behaviour, again, it's exacerbated by me and his dad don't speak. I don't have many nice things to say about him, apart from he is a co-creator of my children, who are beautiful human beings. But other than that, there's so much stuff that kind of goes on that has impacted all 3 of my boys, and they've all responded in different ways, but none of them, I wouldn't say positively, having an influence on them. So yeah, that is my shortened version of why and how I do the job that I do. But it's moving away from, it is my lived experience along with my legal knowledge, and of course working with children for so long. It brings everything together into the space of why I do what I do, which is also to educate and work with solicitors to ensure that solicitors have their job and their duties, and they've absolutely got a place here with regards to the legal bits. But the negotiation and the decisions around children should be with the parents.
Yeah.
When it's decisions about the children, unless or until there are serious safeguarding concerns, and of course it becomes a public law matter as opposed to a private matter where we need to intervene because the children are at risk because the parents can't keep them safe. That's a completely different matter. Otherwise, the parents should be the ones to make decisions. And the same with their finances. You know, you don't go and ask a judge when you want to buy a house together or when you want to get married. You don't go and ask anyone to tell you what's right. So why do you suddenly need someone to do that when you separate?
Yeah.
So I think it's a big part of it is mindset change, but there's a lot of us as mediators working towards, and there's a lot of solicitors also that are very pro non-court dispute resolution. This is where I sit, this is my job, and you go over, you know, that bit is something separate. But we still have got also other not quite so good solicitors and barristers who are all about making money in the fee earnings, because ultimately they have their targets that they have to meet, the same as in sales, you have yours. So conflict creates work and work creates money. So
but that's the worrying thing with it all, isn't it? Like you say there, you know, the fact that, okay, yeah, look, we want to take these conflicts away from the court and we want to have these mediation things, but there will be people in the world that go, hold on, that then means that my billable hours are going to take a dip. So my sales target is going to take a fall, which is a really horrible way of, and I know there's many people listening to this or watching this who will have gone through the family court system, and they know how corrupt and how backwards the whole system is. Don't get me started on Kafka's, like how crap it can all be. But when you realise that the thing that is footing the bill for it all is money, then you understand a little bit why it's
that's the worry, isn't it? It is, let's lawyer up. Who's going to have the best lawyer? Let's fight it out. How did we ever get to a point where we thought it was okay to see who could afford the best barrister to fight a case, to make a decision for children? Like, who in their right mind even thought that was okay? And then there's so many complications like legal aid. So legal aid is now only accessible. It requires a dual requirement, so domestic abuse as well as means tested. So of course, when legal aid just for means tested vanished, guess what happened? The increase in allegations of domestic abuse went up.
Right.
And so that people could access legal aid. And then add to that the fact that coercive control has become now recognised as domestic abuse. Yeah. And coercive control is so difficult to define. Like, in every relationship, there is a dynamic and there is a, you know, I did what I wanted to do, or I wanted you to do X, Y, and Z. But you learn to fit together, right? Because you're not born to work together. You learn to make things work together. So one person might be responsible for the finances because they're better at doing it, and the other person might be okay with that. But you can flip that very quickly to he or she was financially controlling.
Yeah.
So, you know, then you're talking about something that actually has become criminal. And so it muddies the water. You've suddenly gone from a dispute around the children to then there being an allegation of domestic abuse, to then twisting someone's behaviour into being something that was abusive, as opposed to a difficult end to a relationship.
Yeah.
Very normal. And the worst thing is that there are real domestic abuse cases that then become quite difficult to identify in amongst this pool of other stuff.
It's like the boy who cried wolf, but
it's
cultural
awful.
scale, isn't it?
And so that you can understand the scale, I would say between 85 and 90% of cases that we deal with, there is an allegation of domestic abuse one way or another.
Wow.
85 to 90%. So that, you know, that's 9 in 10. It's insane.
Yeah.
And we also have, we don't necessarily move on. So I've even had, even in court when we've been running the pilot, I've had solicitors say to me, well, I don't think this case can come to you anyway because it's been domestic abuse. And, I mean, I wouldn't have a job. I don't mean that rudely, but
if there's 90% or whatever,
like, where would you want them to all go to court? Now let's think about that from the victim's point of view, where there is really a victim of domestic abuse. What could be the worst possible thing for them? Or let's throw them into a court where they're going to have to stand in the same physical space as somebody who has previously abused them and fight this out. How is that fair? How are you taking away the ability for this person who is now a survivor of abuse to be able to stand up in a supported arena where they can be online, where they can be in a completely safe space, where it's neutralised, where the balance is equalised by the mediator, and they can have a conversation where they're empowered to be able to make solutions, instead of taking away their right because you suddenly decided, oh well, there's domestic abuse, so it can't be mediated. We're talking again pre-COVID, when we as mediators brought people into the same physical space. We offer that as an option, but 95% of my cases are online, and the ones that are in person are those that are chosen to be in person by both people. But we haven't caught up, and the information doesn't cascade down. I've also had a scenario where we had a barrister in court came into our little mediator's room in the courthouse and said, I think I might have a case for you. And for a moment there, I was kind of like, oh, this is nice. This is collaborative. Brilliant. You recognise the importance of them having control over decisions being made, etc. And then he went, but I'm here as counsel and we like to fight.
Wow. That shows it all, doesn't it? That shows it all.
And as much as it's wow, it is so sad.
It is, yeah.
So sad. I'm like, you like to fight. But that is their job. And they become good at their job for winning cases. That's how they get respected. But how does, like, all of that has come from a different world. Like, that shouldn't have ever moved into the family court arena. Family court arena should never, ever, ever have been based on that model that has come from a corporate world. That's different. You're talking about businesses. You're not talking about emotions. You're not talking about feelings. You're not talking about children. You're not talking about people's lives that they've built day in, day out. You're talking about something that they're arguing about. No problem. Civil matters, deal with it. Corporate matters, deal with it. Do it through the courts, do it through whatever. But this is not a place to be debating around the personal things that you've built in a relationship, that you've developed together, the house, the property, you know, whatever it is. And certainly where there's children, it's not okay. And I'm not prepared to just sit and not say that this isn't okay, because it isn't. I see the harm. And the cases still that come to me where there's a child arrangements order in place, that then the parents are too rigid to move away from. They're like, we've got a court order. I'm like, but you're a parent. But we've got a court order. But you're a parent. Like, work as parents, make agreements. Like little Joey at 2, he can't still do the same thing that was in the court order at 2 because now he's at school. Yeah. You can't do the handovers at 12 o'clock on a Wednesday. You know, move away from it. But people think that they can't. There's a court order. We can't move away from it. Well, you can. You work together, provided you both, you know, you can't as a unilateral decision move away from it, but work together and find a better solution. And people are stuck then with these court orders that, again, not suitable for the child, and we're sticking with them because we don't think we can move away from them. Yeah. So it's about that education for people to understand what they can and can't do and how best to resolve those issues.
And that finding better solution is something that you're doing really solid work with the Bridging the Gap conference. It's coming up very, very soon. Yeah, Megan's been looking after a lot of the marketing and the outreach for the Bridging the Gap conference. Okay. So tell us a bit about the conference. What is happening at the conference? Because we're looking at the end of March.
Ish. 19th, 20th.
Yeah, I know it was. Yeah.
We are bringing together a cross-sector of people it's an international conference. So we've got people coming over from the US, from Australia, from Canada, and the UK. We've got some of the most phenomenal speakers. So the biggest person, I suppose, and the most important in particular, because he's stepping down, is Sir Andrew McFarlane. He is the president of the family division across England and Wales. He'll be stepping down as our president in early April, is my understanding. So he is coming up, probably one of his last ever public speeches. So we are very, very lucky to have him coming. We've also got Bill Eddy and Megan Hunter from the High Conflict Institute. So Bill and Megan have written numerous books. They're very well known for the BIF method. So they do a lot of stuff on conflict. So basically how to resolve conflict. A lot of their books are audio books as well, really important information for anyone who is dealing with conflict, whether it's in the workplace. It's not specific to family, say workplace, home, workplace.
So
workplace,
that could
Megan,
do well for
workplace,
us, maybe.
Workplace, Megan. Workplace,
BIF
box. So brief, informative, friendly, and firm is what that stands for. So that's what you need to do, is take that stance. So we've got them. We have got Anne Barlow and Jan Ewing. They are professors. I think one's a doctor from the University of Exeter and I think Plymouth, who are coming to speak in particular on children's voices and the importance and the impact of separation on children. We have got Ben Hine, who is an expert in child alienation. We've got Penny Ruth Willis, who will be talking about non-violent response. We've got myself, Lucy, and Tracy all speaking as well. Tracy's speaking about exactly what you said earlier, how this job is taking on a lot. We absorb a lot of people's emotions and stress, and how to look after ourselves as practitioners. So really important. Lucy, myself, and Professor Gigi Couturas, she is coming over from America, and we are speaking about how the impact that separation and the way that we deal with separation in children's worlds is fueling what is considered the pipeline to prison, which, as you can imagine, if you are essentially building a pipeline between school, leaving school, and then the future, those bits of pipe that we're putting in are formed with parental conflicts, courts, etc., etc. We are adding and moving further and further towards the prison pipeline, which, as you can imagine, in US states, certainly those that are more deprived, that school to prison pipeline is a real problem. So we're speaking on that. Luce and I have developed a curriculum to be able to work with schools, teaching children techniques like de-escalation, non-conflict, negotiation, also understanding about what happens when mums and dads split up, so that they know that also they have a voice and they have a right, and it isn't about mum and dad's right to spend time with the child, it's the child's right to have access to both parents. So all of that, and then who else? Goodness me, we've got loads. We've just got so many people. It's amazing.
It looks like a great event. And how's the uptake of people been? What's the feedback been from people with your marketing you've been doing so far?
Yeah, we've had really positive feedback. It's some outreach we've been doing. We've had a lot of interest, so I think it's going well.
Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also slightly nervous. Conferences are not my thing. Apparently they are now. Another thing to add to the list. But yeah, juggling that and obviously 2 businesses, mediating at the same time, and trying to co-host an international conference is pretty hard going. So, but it's all good. It's all good.
But one thing I love with everything you've said there is, I know this from knowing you anyway, you do it from a point of love, care and wanting change. So when
absolutely.
You first told me about the conference, you know, some people go, I'm in it for the money, because I can make a killing on this conference. You've literally gone because I believe in change.
Absolutely.
And the whole thesis or the marketing material I've been seeing going out has all been about change. And that I think that open discussion and that open conversation around change, which has been really positive to see.
And I think it's about not shying away from the harm that's been caused. Like, I'm not criticising the courts. I'm not criticising that. I'm criticising the whole thing, the societal perception as to what is going to happen when you go to court. It's all of those things. But as professionals in this area, we can't just keep shifting the responsibility onto somebody else, because that is what happens. And I'm not going to sit and say, I'm just going to leave it. As I expect, it's probably very important I gave you the long version of how I got to where I got to, but I'm not one for sitting back and saying, well, that's how you're supposed to do it, so that's how I'm going to do it. Had that have been the case, I'd have never got my degree, I'd have never done my A-levels, I'd have never done anything with my education. And although I didn't ever want to do anything with my law degree as such, it gave me the confidence and the knowledge that actually I have got the ability to do this, I just need to find my way. And I think we, as a society, need to find our way better, a better way to support children. I mean, you get me on my soapbox about my views on how we contain children right now, like the bits that we need to contain, you know, those things, their identities, who they are, where they come from, whether they're male or female, all of those things, they have to have that containment to feel safe and identify who they are. But they also have to have, you know, part of that is mum and dad and who they are. But we still focus on teaching them trigonometry and Pythagoras, which, you know, we're in a world. I use
Pythagoras theorem every day.
Of course you do. And I do.
Yeah.
And pi, I want you to
She said something funny, it didn't even pick up on camera.
I want you to.
Is that the triangle? Do it again.
Okay.
Pythagoras.
Is that the triangle one?
Hey! Second time round, so that's funny.
And pi. Can you recite?
Megan loves pi.
3.15.
14.
4 shit. Sorry.
But then it's like round. It's like dead.
Right. How have you two even got to where you've got to? You should be like literally in the gutter failing at business because you don't know what pi is, right?
We actually are.
I've actually not got a clue
Our
how
whole
I go
friendship
about
is
my
failing.
life.
And so it's all of this. It's from schooling to parents. So it's schools to homes to courts to social workers. It's everywhere. We've got to stop doing what we're doing. We can't continue the harm that we're causing, because also these children are our future parents, right? Yeah. And all we're doing is teaching
that next generation
to continue like this, which is not right. So you're absolutely right. I do it from a point of I want change because I care about children, which is, as I said, also how I got here, from the work with children, realising that you can do whatever you want with regards to teaching them to be strong, resilient human beings. But actually, if there comes a terrible divorce and a crisis that isn't managed effectively, then you're not going to get strong, resilient human beings.
Absolutely. Well, just very quickly then, tell me where the conference is, what the date is, and give me one good reason why I should be buying a ticket.
The conference is in Aldgate, London, at a beautiful venue owned by the Pathology.
Pythagoras?
No.
Literally thinking that.
The University of
I was going to say
Pathology.
it's a triangle building.
The University of Pathology, and all of their sales go back into the university, so that's good. So very ethical.
Love that.
And so it's at events at number 6 in Aldgate, London, and it is on the 19th and 20th of March. And what was the last question?
Why should I book on?
Well, why should you not book on? Tell me a reason why not. Why would you not want to inform yourself of all of these things with the most phenomenal people who are joining us from all over the world to talk about why it is important that we have these changes?
Love that. Well, look, we'll make sure we include all of the links in the show notes below if you are interested about this conference, which, again, if you've got any interest in family law, mediation, counselling, anything alike, you need to book onto this conference. It's going to be
quick.
The first of many. Not many tickets are left. The tickets are selling out really, really quickly.
Yep.
Some big names going. You're going to want to be there. So do book on. The links are going to be in the show notes below. But I've seen the waves from Molly in the corner, so we do have to start to wrap up. So thank you for joining as a guest this week, Katy. I do appreciate it. And again, thank you to you, the listener and the viewer, for joining us. We have no grievance gurus this week.
No.
Which is a grievance upon itself.
No.
Why have we not got a grievance guru?
Because I didn't have the fucking time.
We didn't have the time, but also we've had no one write in this week.
And that as well, yes.
Yeah, so if you do
I'll
have...
write in.
Please do.
If you have a... If you have a story about work, if you've got a grievance about your current workplace, could be your former workplace, that you want us to dive deep into. It could be you caught your colleagues donking in a stationery cupboard. It could be that someone ate your yogurt after it was in the fridge. It could be that your colleagues keep leaving mouldy mugs on the side of their office, on their desk. Not
I've
even
literally
on the
not
desk,
though, have I?
on the mantelpiece.
Sorry, what
It's
mug are we
funny.
talking about?
It's funny. It sounds
No, because
like...
I know that you're going to have a go at me for that, but I've literally not even left a mouldy mug. I've not even had a cup of tea in like 20 years, okay? Actually, leave me alone. There's no mouldy mugs anywhere.
So if
you left chips. You left a box of chips in here over the weekend.
That wasn't me.
Well,
That wasn't me.
Who was it? Who was it? Because I wasn't over here.
Client.
Yeah, but why did you not put the chips in the bin?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you've got a grievance, no different to this, please do write in. Head on over to howifailedinbusiness.co.uk. You'll find a contact form on there. Or, of course, email in howifailedinbusiness@gmail.com, or they can just message us on social media. Is that not correct?
Yes, they can. How I failed in business.
Wonderful.
In most places.
Perfect. Thank you. Anything else?
No episodes out every Tuesday. Obviously next week we'll have our new co-host Molly Hill. Really excited about that. Really excited to welcome her. I think that's everything.
This is my final episode.
Bye.
I'd like to thank you for watching and viewing the wonderful Rob Spence.
Yeah.
I'll leave this burning disaster in the hands of Megan Grace and Molly Hill. Until next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.